What's up, Suplex Rumble family? You are not going to believe what just happened. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief himself, has made a shocking return, and he just helped Finn Balor capture the World Heavyweight Championship. This is absolutely insane, and we're breaking down every single detail of this earth-shattering moment right here, right now. If you're a fan of jaw-dropping returns, unexpected alliances, and championship glory, smash the like button and subscribe to Suplex Rumble for the best wrestling coverage on YouTube. Let's get into it. Alright, before we dive into the absolute chaos that unfolded, let's set the stage for what led to this incredible moment. Finn Balor has been on an absolute tear lately. The prince has been climbing the ranks, proving night after night that he deserves to be at the top of the mountain. His matches have been nothing short of spectacular. The intensity, the athleticism, the sheer determination in his eyes. Balor has been telling everyone who would listen that his time is now. But here's the thing: the World Heavyweight Championship scene has been a war zone. The champion has been fending off challenger after challenger, building an almost impenetrable fortress around that title. Balor has come close before, so close you could taste it, but something always got in the way. Whether it was interference, a controversial finish, or just bad luck, Finn has been knocking on the door but couldn't quite kick it down. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns has been conspicuously absent from television. The tribal chief, one of the most dominant forces in professional wrestling history, seemingly vanished after his last major storyline concluded. Fans have been speculating non-stop: where is Roman? What's he planning? Is he coming back? When? How? The wrestling world has been buzzing with rumors, but nobody had concrete answers. Until tonight. Until this moment. The championship match was already set to be an absolute barn burner. Finn Balor, the #1 contender, finally getting his shot at glory under the bright lights. The build-up to this match has been electric. The champion came in with all the confidence in the world, and rightfully so. This competitor has proven time and again why they wear that gold around their waist. The promos leading up to this match were fierce, personal even. The champion questioned whether Balor truly had what it takes to reach that next level, whether he could handle the pressure when the stakes are at their highest. Finn responded the only way he knows how, with fire in his heart and passion in his words. He reminded everyone of his accomplishments, of the Demon King that lurks within, of the legacy he's building. Balor made it crystal clear that he wasn't just coming for the championship, he was coming to cement his place in history. The match itself? Absolutely phenomenal from the opening bell. These two athletes left everything in that ring. We're talking crisp technical wrestling, hard-hitting strikes, high-flying maneuvers that defied gravity, and near falls that had the entire arena on their feet. The back-and-forth action was relentless. Every time you thought one competitor had the advantage, the other would fire back with something even more impressive. Finn hit his signature dropkick with perfect precision, sending the champion crashing into the corner. The sling blade connected beautifully, and the crowd was going wild. But the champion showed exactly why they're the champion: resilience, heart, and an unwillingness to stay down. The champion mounted their own offense, delivering punishing moves that would have ended most matches. We saw signature maneuvers executed to perfection, submission holds that had Balor in serious trouble, and power moves that shook the ring. This was championship-level wrestling at its absolute finest. As the match progressed past the 15-minute mark, both competitors were showing signs of fatigue, but neither would quit. The intensity only increased. The stakes? Sky high. The drama? Off the charts. Now here's where things started to get really interesting, Suplex Rumble family. Just when it looked like Finn was building unstoppable momentum, boom. Unexpected interference. Members of the champion's allied faction started making their way down the ramp. You could feel the energy in the arena shift instantly. The referee was trying to maintain order, but these competitors had other plans. They surrounded the ring like vultures, creating an absolutely hostile environment for Balor. Finn, to his credit, didn't back down for a second. He stared down the numbers game, knowing full well what he was up against. But let's be real, even the toughest competitor in the world can't overcome those kinds of odds alone. The distractions started working. While the referee's attention was diverted, one of the faction members got up on the apron. Finn tried to fight them off, showing incredible courage, but this is exactly what the champion needed. With Balor distracted, the champion seized the opportunity, landing a devastating maneuver that nearly ended the match right there. The count started 1, 2, and Finn barely kicked out. The resilience of this man is absolutely incredible. But the faction wasn't done. They continued to circle, waiting for another opportunity to strike. The champion was feeding off this energy, growing more confident with backup at ringside. Multiple times, interference attempts disrupted the flow of the match. It was becoming less about pure competition and more about survival for Finn Balor. The crowd was firmly behind Finn, chanting his name, trying to will him to victory. But how could one man overcome these impossible odds? The championship dream was slipping through his fingers, and there seemed to be nothing he could do about it. The tension was unbearable. And then, the arena went dark. The crowd erupted into absolute pandemonium. You know what that means in professional wrestling, something big is about to happen. The unmistakable theme music hit the speakers, and the entire building exploded. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, has returned. I'm getting goosebumps just describing this to you. The pop from the crowd was deafening. Fans were losing their minds, jumping out of their seats, phones in the air capturing this incredible moment. Roman Reigns walked out with that unmistakable presence, that aura of dominance that only he possesses. The look on his face said everything. He meant business. The tribal chief surveyed the scene, taking in the chaos at ringside, the factions surrounding the ring, and Finn Balor fighting against impossible odds. The faction members at ringside froze. You could see the fear in their eyes. Roman Reigns is not someone you want to mess with, and they knew it. The champion looked absolutely shocked, completely caught off guard by this return. Roman made his way down the ramp with purpose. This wasn't just a casual return appearance. The tribal chief had an agenda. The question on everyone's mind: what is Roman doing here? Whose side is he on? The faction members tried to regroup, tried to stand their ground, but Roman wasn't having it. One by one, he started clearing them out. Superman punch to the first member. Another one tried to attack from behind. Superman punch. The tribal chief was cleaning house, and the crowd was eating it up. The champion couldn't believe what was happening. Their insurance policy, their numbers advantage, was being completely dismantled by one man, Roman Reigns. Inside the ring, Finn Balor watched in disbelief. The enemy of his enemy had just become an ally? The confusion was written all over his face, but there was no time to overthink it. This was his opportunity. With the faction neutralized and Roman standing guard at ringside, the playing field was finally level. This is what Finn Balor had wanted all along: a fair fight for the championship. The champion, now isolated and vulnerable, tried to argue with the referee, tried to stall for time, but there was nowhere to run. Finn seized the moment, his adrenaline pumping like never before. He measured up the champion coup de grace. Finn's devastating finishing maneuver connected perfectly. The impact was thunderous. He hooked the leg for the cover. The referee slid into position. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor is the new world heavyweight champion. The arena exploded with celebration. Confetti filled the air. The referee handed Finn the championship belt, and the emotion on his face was absolutely priceless. Years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance all culminated in this one perfect moment. Finn clutched the championship like his life depended on it, tears in his eyes, the weight of the achievement washing over him. The crowd chanted his name, celebrating alongside their new champion. But wait, what about Roman? Roman Reigns stood at ringside, nodding in approval. He didn't enter the ring, didn't try to steal Finn's moment. He simply acknowledged the new champion with respect, turned, and walked back up the ramp. The tribal chief had accomplished what he came to do. The final image was powerful: Finn Balor standing tall in the center of the ring, World Heavyweight Championship held high above his head, finally reaching the mountaintop he'd been climbing for so long. Suplex Rumble family, let's break down what this all means. First, Finn Balor is your new World Heavyweight Champion, and he absolutely deserves it. The Prince has worked incredibly hard to reach this moment, and seeing him achieve his dream was truly special. His reign is going to be must-see television. But the bigger question: why did Roman Reigns return to help Finn? What's the connection? What's the motivation? There are several possibilities here. Maybe Roman has a history with the champion's faction that we're not fully aware of. Maybe the tribal chief respects Finn's work ethic and talent, seeing a kindred spirit in someone who refuses to give up. Or maybe, and this is the exciting part, this is the beginning of a brand new alliance that could reshape the entire landscape of professional wrestling. Think about the possibilities. Roman Reigns and Finn Balor working together? That's an unstoppable combination. Two of the most talented, charismatic, and successful competitors joining forces? The entire roster should be on notice. Of course, there's also the intrigue factor. Will this alliance last? Can two alpha competitors truly coexist? Or is there something more complex brewing beneath the surface? These are the questions that are going to drive storylines in the coming weeks. And what about the former champion and their faction? You know they're going to want revenge. They're going to invoke their rematch clause. They're going to come back harder than ever, and this rivalry is far from over. This is exactly why we love professional wrestling, folks. The unpredictability, the drama, the athleticism, and those spine-tingling moments that you never see coming. Tonight gave us all of that and more. Make sure you're subscribed to Suplex Rumble with notifications on, because we'll be covering every single development in this incredible story. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Why do you think Roman helped Finn? What happens next? I want to hear all your theories. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and share this video with your fellow wrestling fans. We've got more amazing content coming your way. Until next time, Suplex Rumble family, keep celebrating the action, keep supporting the athletes, and we'll see you in the next one.